Salutations, everyone. This is Ra, and it is Thursday, April 21st, 2016. And here I am with another episode of WWE 2K Ideas. This is episode 4. And in this week's episode, pretty much, I am going to talk about an idea dealing with commentators or commentary. And this idea is a little outside of the box, as I would like to think a lot of my ideas are. But this one is really outside of the box, and even I wonder how they would pull it off, because it would involve some work. It would involve a great deal of hours put in, more than they already put in. And after you hear the idea, you would think they haven't put in much, hours into the idea. But commentary, pretty much my idea for this week's episode involving commentary is the ability to turn commentators heel. Yeah. Turn commentators heel. This year, recently, we got on the SmackDown commentary team Mauro Ranallo, who is being lauded from his commentary, his old school sounding voice, his quick wit, his knowledge of moves and wrestlers, which is more so his delivery of the commentary that's just so alluring about him, and what has a lot of people in the IWC clamoring for him to be on the main roster, which is Raw, because he just has that element of kind of like a JR. He has that element of, you can see his sound bites being used and replayed in highlight reels over the next few years, because he just has that voice and that cadence and that delivery. Well, him being added to the commentary team, he has Jerry the King Lawler, who was taken from Raw and moved to SmackDown with him, with Mauro Ranallo. On the Raw commentary team, we have Byron Saxton, I think JBL, and Michael Cole. And I think it was Byron Saxton who replaced Lawler. And Lawler went to SmackDown. And when he was on Raw, his commentary is pretty much, face-orientated. Once he went to SmackDown, it was back to, kind of, sort of, as close as you could get in the PG era, heel. He's like putting down the face wrestlers and bigging up the heel wrestlers. So I thought it would be pretty cool if we could do that in a game. And I guess the way you could do that is have the announcers, for when they're doing the commentary for wrestlers, you could have them do face commentary and heel commentary. So let's say, for example, if they're really putting in that effort this time around for the commentary to be authentic and have this, commentary team on this, show, and this commentary team on this show, or they're going to do it like, okay, we're just going to have commentary team. We're not going to go and get Tom Phillips and Corey Graves for NXT especially, and JBL, Cole, and Saxton for Raw. We're just going to have one commentary team universally. But they actually put forth the effort to have like the unique commentary. Let's say Byron Saxton, 1 second he, in his commentary booth, when he's doing his lines, he could say, AJ Styles truly is phenomenal. Right after that, you could have him do his heel portion of it. AJ Styles really isn't that phenomenal, or whatever, just for example. But heel commentary and turning the commentators, the extent of their commentary heel would be pretty interesting, and it'd be an out-of-the-box feature, something that they've never done, and it allowed us to do. It would be a cool little addition to the game of Fire Pro Wrestling proportions, because that game's customization is unlike any other wrestling game, and that's pretty much why Fire Pro Wrestling is so lauded, is because of the customization. As much as letting you choose what referee and what they wear, it's just, they want to borrow from other games, but they only borrow from games in their series and their license. Borrow from other games like Fire Pro Wrestling too, because that game is just amazing. It's fire. But more to the commentary idea we have here. This one's quick. Just have Mauro Ranallo on commentary in the game. because, like I said, his sound bites and his just cadence would be great. But not just Mauro Ranallo. You want to bring authenticity and realism to the game. Have the commentators who actually announce on each show. So for NXT, you actually have Tom Phillips and Corey Graves. Corey Graves was just in SmackDown vs. Raw in 2015. So it wouldn't be that hard to get his model and even have him do his lines for NXT. And Tom Phillips too. So have those guys for NXT. For SmackDown, really have Jim Lawler. Really have the King and Mauro Ranallo. I think there's another person with them too. I cannot think of. Maybe Byron's on SmackDown too. And for Raw, have Cole, Saxton, and JBL. And if you want to go the extra mile, then have the people who actually announce main event and superstars too. If you want to go further than that, well, we have the WrestleManias and the SummerSlams for the Spanish announce table. And maybe they already do this. Maybe I'm not paying attention, but for the Spanish announce table, actually have the models of the Spanish commentary team. And if you want to have somebody for the bilingual people, or the Spanish speaking people who buy the game, have the option to convert the announcers or the announcing to the Spanish commentary. That would be something going the extra mile, something that has never been done before in the WWE game. And correct me if I'm wrong, those who are watching, if it has. But I just think that would be just awesome. It'd be an awesome feature. And the last thing I have here for the commentary is, and this one I wouldn't mind if you don't have the audio synced correctly here. But in universe mode, give us the ability to select what commentators we have at the table. In a perfect world, we would have Jim Ross and Mauro Ranallo commentating just like they did. Well, you have Mauro Ranallo announcing in New Japan events, or for New Japan events. But then you have Matt Striker and Jim Ross and Yoshitatsu, I think at some point, announcing the events too. Now, of course, we don't have Matt Striker's model in the game, but give us the ability to switch it up in universe mode. This game we had a lot of create features come back in the game, and I think you were actually able to do this when you could create a show and a story mode and stuff like that. You could put Jim Ross with Michael Cole, but of course you would write out like text versions of the commentary, and during an active show it would be silent. But if you want to just throw us a bone and throw this feature in, a small minute feature, or you want to bring back that creative story mode or whatever it was, I can't really think of the actual name of it, then bring that back. But allow us to choose what commentators actually at the table in universe mode. If we're just going to have a little miniature creation mode within universe mode. That's all. Because in the universe mode in the game, we're allowed to do a lot of things we're not allowed to do in exhibition mode. So why not have that? But that's pretty much the gist of the video here and the gist of the ideas I have for the game in this episode. So it's all dealing with commentary, conclusion, and summary. What we talked about were the ability to turn commentators heel and make their commentary heelish, Mauro Ranallo in the game, and pretty much all the authentic announced teams for every show. And last but not least, what I just talked about was the ability to choose what announcers we have at the table in universe mode. And I thank you all kindly for watching this week's episode. Stay tuned, as I will be back next Thursday. Probably not as late, hopefully, but I'll be back nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you're new. And take care. Have a great night.